back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Hannah and I'm the Mom with Muscle, and in today's video it is going to be all tips and tricks for Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving if you are hosting, as well as my kind of get ready with me as I prepare to host a 30-person Friendsgiving this weekend with all of my coworkers from Lululemon. If you are new here, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell button. I do upload videos every Wednesday afternoon, so I'd love for you guys to join the Mom with Muscle family. And getting into it, so I've put together 10 tips and tricks for you guys if you're hosting an event. This is obviously geared towards Thanksgiving because it is coming up here and I do have guests that are coming over this weekend. I have hosted Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving the last 3 years, so I have learned a lot with hosting events, what works, what doesn't work. So these are tips for you guys to put in your back pocket, and hopefully you guys won't make the same mistakes I did. So we will jump right into it with tip number 1. So with hosting an event, I always do a sign-up sheet. With Friendsgiving, it's always potluck style, so we have everybody bring a different dish. I will put together a list of the Thanksgiving type items, your mashed potato, your turkey, all that, and then everybody will put their name in towards the item that they would like to bring and prepare. With that, it's really great because it eliminates multiples of everything. So everybody brings a bottle of wine. Before you know it, you have 10 bottles of wine and 1 appetizer. So this is a great way to keep multiples to a minimum and allow everybody the opportunity to bring one dish and prepare and bring it for everybody else. With my Thanksgiving with my family, I will ask people if they're okay bringing certain stuff. So I, make turkey stuffing, mashed potatoes. My sister, I'll ask her to bring the sweet potato casserole, whatever it might be. And that way I have a clear expectation of what people are bringing and whatnot. Number 2, seems self-explanatory, but the reason why I put this list together is because I ran into these problems throughout the years. Please make sure you communicate to everybody that's coming over to have their dish already pre-made, ready to go, ready to serve. The first year I held Friendsgiving, I had people coming in with all of their ingredients and were in my kitchen making their dish when I'm trying to host for 25 to 30 people. It was a disaster. Tip number 3, another self-explanatory tip, but you would be surprised that people don't even think about it. And that is making sure all of your guests bring their own servingware with their dish that they're bringing. I ran into this problem the first year as well, people bringing their dish, but not bringing anything to actually serve it with, which is fine, but then you add 30 dishes. I can't accommodate for that many people's dishes. I think I have maybe 4 servingware. So it got to the point where using plastic forks to serve mashed potatoes. So take my mistakes with a grain of salt and make sure that you let all of your guests know that they need to be own servingware with their dish. That's tip number 3. Tip number 4 are Costco tables. If you guys can get your hands on one of these tables, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. I'll either insert a picture here or do a montage of them, but my family purchased these tables, gosh, like 5 years ago, and they have seriously made their rounds. It is a picnic table and it has the seats built into it. They fold up super easily for storage. And these have been a table that everybody have used. They're just so great because you don't have to worry about how many chairs do I need. It's one piece and it's ready to go. They're plastic, so they're lightweight. Like I said, they fold up really thin, so you can just put them up against a wall in your garage. We have really gotten our use out of these tables, and for something like a Friendsgiving or a Thanksgiving, it's really nice to have one long table that everybody can be seated at instead of having multiple groups everywhere. So if you guys can get a hold of these tables, I know Costco's inventory switches every now and then, but these tables have been so great for hosting events. Tip number 5, dress code. Again, made this mistake with my first year, not letting people know that my Thanksgiving was going to be outside. Being in San Diego, it gets to be about 50 to 60 at night, gets a little bit chilly, and it was in the grass, so I had girls wearing heels with no sweaters thinking that the Friendsgiving was going to be indoors. So make sure that you communicate to your guest where your event is going to be hosted and to dress accordingly. Tip number 6 is beverages. So most people will tend to gravitate towards where the beverages are. So keep that in mind when you're trying to see where people are going to be. I've made the mistake of having people gravitate towards the weirdest areas. One of the areas being where the booze is, where are the beverages at. So I'm doing a bar cart on Sunday. So put your beverages where you are comfortable with having a lot of foot traffic, or you're having where people are going to gravitate towards. So making sure, like I said, you are comfortable where your drinks are, if that's outside on a table or inside in a bar passway. Just know that people are going to be where the drinks are. Tip number 7, going along with the beverages, I will always do plastic cups, clear plastic cups, and I will leave a pen next to the cups. And the purpose of this is for everybody to write their name on, so that way I don't have 30 cups laying around and nobody knows whose drinks whose. So they just write their name on the outside, and that way everybody has a clear idea of whose cups whose and what they have in each cup. Tip number 8 is one of my favorites, and that is a grateful icebreaker. This is something I started with my family, oh my gosh, like 5 years ago. Before we sit down to eat, we will go around the table and say one thing that we're grateful for, or a couple things that we're grateful for. It's a great way to kind of ground yourself with what this whole holiday season is about, and that is being thankful and grateful for life and everything that's in it. So with a group of 30 people, like my coworkers coming on Sunday, I will always be the first one to start, and everybody will go around the table and say what they're grateful for. And I know that there's so many people that look forward to that every year. It's a really simple thing, but very, very impactful. And it kind of acts as an icebreaker into your meal. So that would be my tip number 8 for you guys who are looking for something fun to do at your Thanksgiving dinner. Tip number 9 is to-go containers. If you can get a hold, I know they make packs of to-go disposable containers, whether that's the Ziploc or plastic to-go containers. It's a great way for people to take some leftovers with them home. I know I have always been one to be left with leftovers, and it's so much that not even my husband and I can even finish within a week. So it's cool to send some home with people on their way out the door. So picking up to-go containers is a really awesome way to send home some food with some. And tip number 10, it might sound stupid, but again, I have run into these all the time, is making sure everything is stocked. I have a basket in my guest bath with a bunch of toilet paper and a little basket of little hand rolled towels, so that way throughout the evening none of this stuff will run out. I know it sounds kind of simple and kind of silly, but these are things that people just don't even think about. It's just making sure your bathrooms are stocked with toilet paper, your kitchen stocked with paper towels, and that you're ready to take on anything that you need to. So that is it, you guys. Those are my 10 tips and tricks for you guys if you are hosting a Friendsgiving or Thanksgiving meal this year. Looking forward to my Friendsgiving with all of my coworkers here. This will be the first time that I've hosted an event in my new space, so I'm really curious to see how the flow of things are going to go and kind of where everybody's going to gravitate towards. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I am going to be inserting some footage of my tables, kind of the look and inspiration that I was going for. My inspiration for this Thanksgiving table, I always do different themes every year for Thanksgiving. I will maybe insert some pictures of my tables in the past, but this year's I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully you guys get some inspo. Hopefully you guys learned something within this video and you guys can implement it within your Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. And I always love making these videos for you guys, and I really appreciate the love and support as always. And yeah, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace. All right, you guys, so I am currently outside and I'm preparing for putting my tables out. For those of you guys who don't know, my house is a newer build. It is a brand new home. So with that comes the backyard is incomplete, which is great because then it gives us the opportunity to create the space that we want. But at the downfall, this is our backyard. Just dirt, nothing there. So my hopes are to put a fake turf right here from the concrete here, and then having my tables lengthwise this direction. So I picked up some fake turf from Home Depot. It is a 6x8 artificial grass, and then I grabbed some stakes to stake these into the ground. So hopefully my idea to kind of eliminate the amount of dirt that comes into my home is kind of, well, minimal. So hopefully this works out, but yeah, we'll see.
So say it with hope and you were sure I couldn't agree that we were meant to be, but our love is what they talk about and move.
All right, so there it is all laid out. See how I butted it up with the concrete, and then tables will be right here, so I have a little bit of walking space, but now I just need to pin it down and make it nice and smooth. All right, so here are some of the elements that I'm implementing in this Friendsgiving table decor. The linens I've had already. I purchased those online. They are a black and white check. I'm just trying to utilize what I already have, so I'm reusing these from last year. I picked up this almost wheatgrass from Hobby Lobby, as well as the containers they're in. You can never have too many candles. I always say if you're gonna have a table, have more than enough candles for lighting and ambiance. I also got these really pretty black glass studded with kind of a gold brass base candle holder from Hobby Lobby as well. I'm implementing some white pumpkins, as well as this faux fur table runner from Hobby Lobby as well. So these are the colors and the decor items that I'm going to be implementing. Hi guys, so today is the day of Friendsgiving, and as you guys can see, it's the next day, and I am getting ready to set up for my tables for Friendsgiving. It's going to be a little bit different than the table that I'm doing for Thanksgiving. I'm utilizing the black and white check table linens that I've had for a few years now, as I have a lot of them, and I don't really care if they get dirty. The ones that I'm doing for Thanksgiving are white, so I just don't want to have to go through getting them dry cleaned and whatnot, since Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving are fairly close together. So I'm going to just go through and start getting my table set up, and come along. About. It's a long picnic table, so I have currently 3 of these, and I just butt them up together to create one long tablescape. Next step, table runners. Alright, so I got my table runners. Like I said, I did get these from Hobby Lobby. These were actually in their Christmas section, so I got all of these table runners for 50% off. This is the company, if you guys are curious. It's just a black, really soft table runner. I'm super excited to put these on the table, but I knew they came in white, red, and I think one other color. So if you guys are looking for a faux table runner, Hobby Lobby is the place to go. So let's get to it. Runners and cloths are down. I always recommend starting with the larger items first, and then implementing the smaller items like your votive candles around until you figure out the right configuration for your table. So let's get this year for, or I'm sorry, for Christmas. My head is all over the place, guys.